Well, hello everybody, back again, and the part two of the series that we started off of trading with Fibonacci's mainly and trading differently. This is what we do, we trade differently. But before I go ahead with things, on the first video that I had prepared and just explaining the basics, I did get a lot of comments about asking about my background. And I think it's important. My apologies, I did not introduce myself properly. So let me start off from where I came from and how long I've been here. As I mentioned earlier, I have been trading now for 20 years, almost 19 years actually, trading just the currency markets. I like the currency markets, the Forex. It's one of the best markets to trade. It's got a lot of disadvantages, a lot of advantages, my mistake, a lot of disadvantages also, but the pro sides are much more than the con side, if you can put it that way. This is my company, Fibonacci Forex123. So it's based on because I trade on Fibonacci's, and there's a certain pattern known as a 123, which in the subsequent series videos that we'll be going over when we talk about the Fibonacci's in detail, a little more detail, I'll be talking about this 123 pattern. But this is the website and you can visit it and have a look. Just as a reference, this is diamond pattern that you can see over here. There's a harmonic pattern that I have invented or I have developed, you can call it. I've put a patent onto it. I've applied for a patent onto it. It's a very effective way of trading the markets. I am also part of Willow Trading Institute. I'm the co-founder about the Willow Trading Institute, which is based in California, and we conduct a lot of workshops. So we are going to be conducting a series of workshops, and I would advise you, if you're interested, it would be great if you could sign up. These are my other partners, excellent people based out of California, and all of us are passionate about empowering a new trader the best way to get into the markets. We continue with the development part of it. I started off trading. Let me just go through this. Excuse me. There we go. Well, like I said, I started off trading about 20 years back. It took me a couple of years, maybe 2 or 3 years to become successful. I started writing articles for magazines, so I've just put across the screenshots of the different articles that I've put across. What I want you to see is most of my articles concentrate on the practicalities of trading. I'm not too much of a person about going deep into technical analysis in the sense that I don't like to use indicators, and I want the traders to concentrate on what is correct. So money management, this is one article on the money management. Then this was another article on the practicalities of trading. This was in Your Trading Edge. What I just want you to have a look at is this is very, very correct. And I've come across a lot of traders who just want to get into a trade because price is moving. This is one of the reasons where most traders tend to lose money. So I always say there has to be a reason to enter the trade. If you don't have a reason, well, you're not trading, you're gambling. These are simple facts that nobody really looks at. Everybody just wants to get into a trade and make money, but there is a system for everything. Important things to know about your currencies, correlations, different currencies between different currencies. We'll be talking a little more about this one. You have a tremendous advantage when you're trading the currency markets because you're trading two currencies against each other, which you can really take advantage of this fact. This was an interview of mine. It was a proper 9-page interview in the Traders magazine some years back. And everything what I trade with, the different systems that I trade with, I've just put across this because the Fibonacci ratios, as I always put, they act like magnets. Again, when we talk about the Fibonacci's, I'll try to explain why they act as magnets. Using stops effectively, once again, I'm going to come back to this one in a little while. Very, very important part of your trading process, risk management, the most important part. The pivot point system, this is one system where the flow traders use the pivots, which works on every market. Again, they are not based on any indicators, based on simple price movement. the open, high, low, close, and you get certain levels of support resistance. Divergence as an indicator, the primary focus or the primary trading instrument tool for whatever we do, the divergence. And like I said, this is what we teach in our workshops. I would recommend, because this is one of the most effective methods of trading any financial market. And if you want to really trade it effectively, trade the markets effectively, you must understand divergence. But what's more important is how you use divergence. I also have been part of different Forex expos globally, been invited to talk at different Forex expos, trading conferences, etc. Just putting across something over here. This was the FX Street one in Barcelona, Spain. This was in London, one of the traders show. This is a World Money show again in London. I was part of a panel of speakers on a stage. We were discussing with the audience, taking question answers. Very interesting things. Again, part of a panel. This was in Moscow. I was invited as a speaker at a Forex Expo in Moscow, which was a great experience. Got to know a lot of people and got to meet a lot of good people in Russia, and especially people who really code this stuff, the MetaTrader people. Very interesting experience. Then I conduct my workshops globally. This is what I have been talking about, that you must register for a workshop whenever we have one, because we do things differently. So we try to keep the size of our workshops very small, in the range of 10 to 15 people, not more, not less than 10, not more than 15, so we can give personal attention to everybody, because like I said, we do things very differently. This was workshop. This was in London, workshops in London with my company gift to sweatshirts, well, given to everybody. This was Singapore, and the previous one was in Jakarta, Indonesia. Oh, before I go with this, right, so this is my background. What I've been doing over the number of years, the experience that I've gained over the number of years. Also, let me just put, besides trading, my other passion is flying, and I'm a pilot by hobby. This was one of the times when I was in the US and I flew a fighter jet, which was one hell of an experience. So this was a fighter jet that I flew. I was a co-pilot, of course. There was a pilot there, but he allowed me to take control of the aircraft, and I was flying it at Mach 1 for almost an hour. It was one hell of an experience. This is in Toronto, where I go flying regularly whenever I'm in Toronto. This is what it is. Let me come back on this particular. I want to make this a short video. What I want to talk about is risk management. Using stops effectively is part of your risk management. This is one article which I'm really proud of, because most traders really do not think about risk management too much. Or yes, they'll use stops. They'll just put a stop. But what you don't realize is your capital is your bloodline. And as you can see over here, you can see this table over here. Simple mathematics. If you lose 50% of your capital, you will need 100% of your existing capital to get back to break even. Isn't it a fact? If I have $1,000 account and I've lost 500 out of it, I'm left with 500. I need to make another 500 on my existing capital of 500 to get back to break even. And then my profit starts. Losses are a part of trading, but your first job as a trader, I always say, is risk manager. If you keep your losses small and you keep your profits large, regardless of whatever you do, your account is going to grow. I want you to concentrate, think about this, think about risk management, and of course we have upcoming workshops here. I would want you to register for our workshops. We'll be putting it up. Workshops from Fibforex, from Willow Trading Institute. Please do come and attend, for the simple reason, I could tell you two very important reasons. One is we are very passionate about empowering a trader to learn the correct methods. I just don't give anything out. I don't use indicators. I use the correct methods based on my experience. And we do things differently. It is different. You must experience this, what we do differently, because in the course of my career, I have trained with the banks. I have sat on the trading floors of the banks, and I was on the other side of the market, and I know exactly what the institutes and the big boys do to drive the markets. This is what we do, align ourselves with the professionals. All right, folks, short video. Next one, I'm going to talk a little more about the Fibonacci's, using them effectively. I'm going to see you later. Keep an eye out for our workshops, and I would want you to register for the workshops if you want to learn something different. Have a good day, folks. I'm going to